Hey guys, welcome back to another very interesting video of our channel Versatile Knowledge, and this is the most requested video of the Realme X3 on the internet. So this is the Realme X3 display and brightness test. So everyone are quite concerned about how the display of the Realme X3 is it bright enough, blah blah blah, and lot of things. So let me get the hardware out of the way first. It is actually a 6.6 inches full HD plus display with a resolution of 2400 cross 1080, and it has a 20:9 aspect ratio, and it has a 399 pixel per inch display pixel density, and also the device has around 85% screen to body ratio thanks to the dual punch hole that is present in the front. I don't know why dual punch hole is present, but it is absolutely useless and I don't like it. And the overall screen brightness, irrespective of the display condition, is around 437 nits, and there is no nits boost in terms of numbers even with the auto brightness and under direct sunlight. I'm using this application called Display Tester that is present on the Google Play Store to display test the device in various lighting conditions. Right when we jump into this application, these are the different hardware based specifications that it actually mentions. It has a Snapdragon 855 Plus, the aspect ratio is 9:20, 120Hz refresh rate, it supports wide color gamut, and yes, it supports the HDR. And it is not actually certified by HDR10, that's why they did not mention it on the stage while just showcasing this device. And there are a few things that is present in this application in the settings, that is to turn on the hardware acceleration and to keep the screen on during the tests. And now let's actually go ahead and do the first test, that is the defective pixel detection test, to just know whether any pixels on the screen are defected or it has some issues with pixels. Especially since it has a dual punch hole in the front, sometimes it might be having bleeding issues, or it might be having the light blinking issues, or the light that falls out near the edges. So many issues might be present, but as you guys can see, this display is completely perfect. There is no problems whatsoever with respect to the light bleeding or pixel defect. Now going ahead and doing the second test, that is the burn-in detection. So here actually it shows whether there are burn-ins from the edges of the screen, if there are any burning from the edge of the display near the dual punch hole or something. The saturation is great, contrast for all colors are good as well. Overall, the contrast ratio, basically the ratio of the lightest colors to the darkest colors that the system is capable of producing on this screen, tops out at 1300:1. So all the colors in this display will be very well produced. There will be no issues with respect to the natural color reproduction on this display panel. And also this device has an overall refresh rate of 120 Hz, and it can be set to auto refresh rate, and it also can be set to 60 Hz refresh rate. But I actually use this at 120 Hz refresh rate, and it is brilliantly smooth as well. And also there is a system wide dark mode that is present on the Realme UI for this Realme X3 smartphone, and it looks pretty good as well. Even though this is not an OLED panel, the black saturation levels are really well done. It is actually very good. The system does not shut down the peak levels of black unlike an OLED panel, but the blacks look really good for the normal eye as well. And also the whites look very good, but in some regions there is something called shadowing that comes in, and this shadowing is actually very common in most LCD panels that is present out there. And now let's talk about the gamma calibration for this display. So the gamma calibration is also pretty well done for this smartphone, and gamma is basically the relationship between the color's numerical value and the actual luminance for this screen. This phone particularly has a gamma range from 0.8 to 3.0, which adheres to normal LCD panel standards. So the brightness levels for the highest level and lowest level of that particular colors will be very well represented on the screen in any image or any video you are watching. That means if you are watching a movie where there is black colors in the screen or in the particular scene, the levels of brightness do not actually vary in different areas of the screen. So even if it is a 25% of that particular color or it is a 75% of that particular color, both of them would be very well represented without any issues. Now coming to the viewing angle of the Realme X3 display. This becomes very important when you are lying on your bed and keeping your phone in your hand and watching a movie or replying to text on social media. The things that will be present on the screen will be very well visible. It is not at all a problem for this phone to use in any viewing angle. Generally, smartphones are made for single person viewing, but if 2 or 3 people are viewing, there shouldn't be any variation in display performance. That is what viewing angle is mainly about. Now coming to the most important multi-point touch test. This smartphone easily supports up to 10 input touch points at an instant of time. That means if you're playing a game like PUBG or Call of Duty or any first-person shooter game or any other very competitive games, this smartphone would easily support the claw mode easily without any trouble. And also, the display touch response rate is unknown at this moment. Generally, phones with 120Hz refresh rate come with either 120 or 180Hz touch sampling rate. All in all, this display actually feels really smooth, and as you guys can see on the screen, the real world images look very good. It is not at all bad, guys. I'm not actually understanding why other reviewers are bashing this, or many people on the internet are against this smartphone in a very negative way about the display being not good. This is actually pretty good, and the color representation on this LCD panel is very well made as well. The brightness at some levels might not be up to the standards of the industry. Sometimes this brightness does not get too bright in the direct lighting conditions. That is why maybe most people are bashing about this. As you guys can see in Netflix test patterns video, this smartphone supports up to full HD playback. And also, when I'm viewing any movie on Netflix, there is that HD symbol. That means it can play back in full HD resolution. And the movies look to be very good. But the only one negative point is that the display actually gets cut out just before that punch hole starts. That means when you're watching movies on Netflix and when you pinch into the screen, it will actually just end before the punch hole starts. Now let me go to the DRM Info application. As you can see on the DRM Info app, the Widevine L1 certification is actually present on this phone for viewing the full HD content on any OTT platforms like Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, ZEE5, Alt Balaji, etc. And in the settings of Amazon Prime Video, as you can see, at the best video quality, that means it consumes 2.35 GB. That means the full HD plus capability is certainly present. But if the video is still not buffered, it will be showing HD over there in the bottom of the seek bar. And when your network is completely stable and the movie is completely buffered for playback, HD 1080p will be displayed. That means this particular movie is currently playing in full HD plus. Now let me go to the YouTube application and show you guys whether this device actually supports the HDR playback or not. Generally, I use the 8K HDR video to just test it out. So just credits for them for making such an amazing video. As you can see in the settings or in the resolution settings of this particular video, highest resolution that is present is 1080p 60 frames per second at HDR. That means certainly the higher dynamic range videos is capable, or it has this capacity of playing the HDR videos on this display. That is very good. And the HDR videos on this phone plays very well. And if you're wondering how am I playing full HD videos on YouTube at this moment in lockdown, that means I'm using VPN and connected to some other country's server and not the Indian server. And the full HD videos at HDR looks very good on the screen, and it is not at all a disappointment in my opinion. I am not sure why the people are bashing this device, and this is a very good panel for any content viewing overall. Now let me show you guys how the display's auto brightness calibration works in different lighting scenarios. In indoor lighting condition, the display can get to the lowest levels that you can't even see anything on the screen. And when you set the auto brightness on in the notification panel, the screen automatically comes to perfection and you can view everything on the screen. It is very good, guys. The on-paper value of 437 nits sometimes do not reflect the real-world scenarios is what I want to tell over here. This is actually a pretty bright panel. Now let's go outdoors and check how the screen performs in outdoor lighting conditions. So guys, this is the Realme X3 in the outdoor lighting conditions. The display is absolutely fine with the manual brightness slider set at 50% brightness or even at 100% brightness. I can easily view the things that is present on the screen without any hassle. It looks very good as well. And when I turn on the auto brightness in the outdoor lighting conditions, there is a little bit of light that bleeds around the edges of the text and the edges of the icons and other content on the screen. As you can see, that light bleeding thing happens everywhere. And also the auto brightness, when it's set and when you're viewing under direct sunlight, the images have a little bit of crush around them, which can be seen only under the influence of direct sunlight. And overall, there is no problems with respect to the visibility of this display, and there is no problem in the outdoor lighting conditions as well as in the indoor lighting conditions. Only a couple of problems that I felt is when you're viewing content on some OTT platforms, the display just ends just before the punch hole starts. And also sometimes I will have to actually fiddle around with the brightness slider for it to get automatically adjusted. And the sensors of the auto brightness, the ambient light sensor over here works perfectly fine. The viewing angles are very good. The color reproduction of this display is very good. The indoor lighting adjustment of the display is pretty good as well. I can understand the fact that this display is not as bright as some OLED panels like some Samsung flagship panels. Realme's own X50 Pro has a peak display brightness of around 600 nits in auto brightness, and that display actually looks brighter than this when kept side by side. What I have mentioned here is side by side. That means if you're directly comparing this screen with that screen, you feel that this screen is a little bit less bright. But it should not be a problem for any common man or for anyone as such to use this phone in any lighting conditions. It is perfectly fine for this smartphone to be used. So that's it for this video, guys. So if you guys have liked this detailed in-depth review of the display of the Realme X3, please subscribe to the channel right now, because I'm bringing more videos on Realme X3 such as the camera review, the gaming review, the Gcam review and a lot more in the near future. Thank you for watching, guys.